So comment where you're from, also the name of your business and or brand. I'm trying to see if I can do a watch party onto my personal profile page. All right. Janine says I'm good, not too close. All right. There we go. Now I can get my watch party going. How to build wealth from scratch. All right. So, I think the watch party is about to begin. Okay. And then I just got to turn these chimes off and we're going to get started. Because these chimes are killing me. All right, I think we are solid. Yes, there we go. So, let me leave the watch party for now. And get back to the fan page so I can see your comments in real time. There we go. All right, so I don't know if you guys noticed the shirt. I got the shirt from my man over at Lead One. The cycle ends with me, right? And when I say cycle, I'm talking about the cycle of poverty. And really what most working people need to understand is that no, you don't have to give up. No, you don't have to have been born with a silver spoon in your mouth. No, you don't have to be have a gripe with wealthy people, right? And be bitter and anger at people who have already achieved a certain level of success. Write this down, man. We know that there's 4 ways that you can acquire wealth in this country. 4 ways that you can acquire wealth in this country. You can buy it, build it, steal it, or inherit it, right? Now, we're not talking about stealing wealth. Most of us are not in a position to inherit wealth because our parents didn't understand wealth building principles and strategies, right? So you're either going to be able to buy your wealth or you can build your wealth. So today we're going to focus on, in this presentation, how to do those 2 things, how to build it and or how to buy it, right? Most people aren't in position to buy it because they're living check to check and they're struggling to make ends meet in their current situation. So therefore, they're not even looking at what their future situation can look like. And I'm going to give you the hard, honest truth, man. If you're going to build generational wealth, it's going to take some hardcore discipline because you've got some habits that you've set up in your life for years of practicing these habits, years of doing things a certain way. And because of that, you're where you are financially, and it's not going to, you're not going to be able to break those habits overnight. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about today are going to be a stark contradiction to what you believe it takes to build wealth, and it's going to be up to you to decide whether or not it makes sense for you to let your guard down, bring in some new information, process it with intelligence, not emotion, and then decide on the best course of action for you. So let's talk first about the 4 things that are holding you back from building wealth. Taxes, debt, big business, and inflation. Right? Those 4 things are killing your pocketbook right now, killing your wallet right now, whether you actually realize what's happening to you or not. That's what's happening, right? So when we talk to everyday hardworking Americans, I want you to comment in the chat, if you work hard for your money, man, If you work hard for your money, I want you to comment in the chat, I work hard for my money. Because we've been taught to be proud of the fact that we work hard for every dime we get. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be proud of that, right? Not that you shouldn't be proud that you work hard, right? But if you work hard for your money, first comment, I work hard for my money. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love someone who is willing to put in the work and do what they got to do to make ends meet, right? But if you work hard for every dollar you get, there's a problem, right? Because the problem is this. If you work hard for every dime you get, that's a sign that you're financially illiterate. Yeah. See, nobody ever taught us that or talked to us in this manner. If you work hard for every dime you get, that's a sign that you're financially illiterate. Because if you had some literacy around finances, you know that you worked hard for the first few dimes you get, but then you should be putting some of those dimes to work for you, and they should be working harder than you to bring in more money. So here's where most people are missing the boat in this economy because they don't understand what capitalism actually is. If you are going to transform your life financially, you're going to have to get your taxes down. How do you get your taxes down? You have to look at starting a business. Now, most people who work jobs are saying, Cortez, I put in 12 hours a day. I don't have time, energy, and effort to put into starting a business. Well, first of all, most people, when it comes to starting a business, they're thinking of a brick and mortar business. They're thinking of this grandiose thing, right? But remember what this whole thing is about. This whole thing is about is a strategy for you to build generational wealth with the money that you currently make, right? So we got the 4 things down that is keeping us broke. And I'm gonna come back to these here in a second. But here's what you have to understand, that we live in America. What does that mean that we live in America? How you make your money in this country is more important than how much money you make. Now, some of you don't believe that, but I'm telling you, how you make your money is more important than how much you actually make. And the reason that's true is because how you make your money in America determines how you're taxed. Most Americans make most of their money through a job or a tax code W-2. Do you guys agree? Yes or yes? Most Americans, 95% of Americans make 100% of their income via a W-2 or a job. The other 5% of Americans make their money via a business or tax code 1099 or via investments, right? 5% are playing this game, 95% are playing this game. Here's the difference. When you're playing this game only, you're taxed 28 to 33% of your income. That's just income tax. When you're playing this game, the net effect of taxes on you is 18 to 23%. And when you're playing this game, you're taxed less than 15% when money is making money. But again, when I talk to people who are working a job and they say they want to build wealth, and I tell them this is the way to do it, they don't want to hear it. They just give up. And they figure that, hey, I'm just going to go get another job. I'm just going to work some overtime. I'm just going to put in more energy and effort. I'm going to go back to school and get a higher degree so I can make more money on this job. These are percentages, people. So if you make more money on your job, you're going to pay a higher percentage in taxes. Right? These are percentages. So if you go get another job and you make more money on that job or that second job, you still got to give 28 to 33% of your income to Uncle Sam just for income tax. And then if you in a state that has a state tax, you got to deal with that. And then all of us got to deal with a 7 to 9% sales tax on everything we buy after we lost a third of our income to taxes. So how can having a business affect my taxes? So I'm just going to put this back over here so that we know taxes. These are the 4 things that we're going to overcome. Debt, big biz, and inflation. All right. So those are the 4 challenges that we have to overcome if we're going to build wealth. I don't care if you're building wealth with a job, income, business, whatever. You got to deal with this. So here's why I teach the power of starting a business with an emphasis on personal brand development. Because every single one of you watching this right now today can start a business today. Every single one of you. Don't get your traditional idea of a business out of your head. Stop thinking I need a storefront. Stop thinking I need products and services. Stop thinking that you need to invest $1,000 and you got to go see an attorney and all this stuff. Stop thinking that. We have the internet. The internet is a great equalizer. You can start a business today, have a website up on Wix or Weebly for free today. You can be in business today. Why is that important? Because if you're making all of your money this way, adding a business to your wealth building game plan, even if it's just a personal coaching business. See, I train and I coach youth on the game of basketball. I used to volunteer and do that. But volunteering to do that didn't save me in taxes, right? So the moment I started added a fee schedule to my skills training, my skills academy, that gave the ability to minimize my taxes. How is that? When you add a business to your wealth building portfolio, we all had something called a Form W-4 on our job. The W-4 tells your employer how much money to withhold from your paycheck based on your current life situation. Most of you said that I put 1 for myself, I put 1 because I'm single, or I put 1 because I'm married, filing jointly, and then some of you guys have kids, so you put 1 or 2 for each kid, right? Well, if you're single with no kids, you only get 2 allowances. If most people have that form filled out wrong in general, but when you add a business to your current situation, you're able to reflect that on your W-4, and now you can give yourself a $200 to $600 per month pay raise when you add a business. Doesn't matter what kind of business you add. You can partner with me in business, or you can start a personal consultant business based around one of your gifts or talents. Everybody watching this stream, whether you're watching it live, you're watching a replay, you're watching it in a watch party on somebody's page, doesn't matter. Everybody watching this stream was given some sort of gift, talent, or special ability by God. Period. And if you don't recognize what that is, your life has allowed you to acquire a certain amount of expertise in a few different things. And you can start a business and a website today teaching people what you know. Then you go to your employer and say, hey, I'm a business owner now. I need to redo my W-4 form. You fill it out correctly in the first place. Then you add that you have a business that's going to bring a $200 to $600 pay raise in your pocket. Now, because the other thing that's killing us is debt, you got to look at, if I get this extra $200 to $600 per month, what should I do with it in order to help me with my wealth building game plan? Then you absolutely should look at eliminating debt. Come on, an extra $300 a month on your car note, how soon does that car note disappear? You have a paid and free and clear car with in good condition And you can probably reduce the insurance that you have on that car and bring another $50 a month back into your household. An extra $300 a month going straight to your credit card principal, your credit card principal balance, right? These are the things that you can do just by starting a home-based business. It's going to allow you to legally, ethically, and morally minimize your tax liability. So, A, get a pay raise on your job. B, go ahead and take that pay raise and don't go and increase your lifestyle. So many people, because the way we've been conditioned to be consumers, the one thing that we'll do when we get a little bump in pay is we'll take that bump in pay and then we'll bump up our lifestyle a little bit. We don't look at taking the extra money and paying the car note off. We'll get the extra money and say, now I can afford a better car. We don't look at paying the money off or paying the credit cards off. We get a few extra dollars. We say, now I can get a credit increase on my credit cards. See, we're talking about building generational wealth. We're talking about a long-term strategy. So start a home-based business, man. Don't matter what business you start. You can start a Mary Kay business. You can start an Avon business with $10. You can start a personal consulting business, a coaching business. Some of you guys have skills as artists and musicians. You can start teaching music lessons out of your basement today and get this $200 to $600 increase in the next 7 to 10 days on your paycheck. And then use that money to start paying down your debt. And see, while we're paying down debt, we might as well look at minimizing our expenses. One of the easiest and fastest ways to minimize expenses is to improve your credit. Right? Because think about it. If you got that car loan when your credit was less than ideal, then you got a high interest rate on that car loan. You fix your credit to where it's a 750 or better. Now you go back and refinance that car loan and the car note goes from $500 a month down to $350 a month. You just minimize your expenses by $150 per month. What do you do with the extra $150? You give it to the car note anyway. You were used to paying $500. Now you pay them $350, and you got an extra $150 going directly towards principal, so you pay it off faster. Right? So, starting a home-based business to add to your wealth-building game plan, the first way it's going to help you minimize taxes is by correcting the W-4 and adding your business on your W-4 form, so less federal taxes are coming out of your paycheck. You take that extra money and you use that to start minimizing your debt, eliminating your debt, pay down your credit cards, pay off your student loans, pay off your car note, pay off your payday loans if you're in that whole cycle, pay off your furniture loans, pay off your cell phone leases, whatever you got. An extra $300 to $500 a month can go a long way when you're thinking about debt elimination. But see, some people are thinking that I need $10,000 a month before I can start building wealth. I need $5,000 a month for my business. No, you just need the strategy first. Start where you are with what you have and know that it's enough. It's enough to get you going, right? Then you minimize your expenses. One of the best ways to minimize expenses is to improve your credit. Another way to minimize your expenses, go over your bank statements line by line and see where your money is going. See how much money is going out to fast food. See how much money is going out to junk that you really don't need. See how much money is going out to subscriptions to things that you can't even log into. Right? Netflix and Hulu and some of these things that you're paying for and you're not really utilizing, right? Do you need all 500 cable channels, or will 100 do and save you $50 a month on your cable bill? I'm just saying, if you're serious about building generational wealth, there are strategies, right? There are strategies. The second way that adding a business to your wealth building portfolio helps you minimize taxes is because your everyday bills like your cell phone, internet, utilities, what else might we have? Rent, right? What else might we have? Travel, even kids, right? See, we're paying for this stuff whether we have a business or not. But adding a business to your wealth building game plan now allows you to partially write off all of these things. My cell phone bill is 80% tax deductible because 80% of the time on my cell phone I'm doing stuff like this. I'm streaming to you guys live right now from my cell phone. I'm using my phone for business, so 80% of my cell phone bill is a tax write-off. My internet bill, 80% of my internet bill is a tax write-off because I'm using it for business 80% of the time. The other 20% of the time, my son is doing homework. We stream TV. But the majority of the time, I'm using my internet is for business, right? Utilities. I have to charge all these devices. I have to have lights on, all this stuff. So 40% of my utilities are a tax write-off, right? My rent, 20% of my rent is a tax write-off. The travel that I'm doing, I'll be in Atlanta in a couple weeks, right? That whole trip is a tax write-off. My son, just got him hired in my business. So now I can pay him up to $12,000 per year to help me in my business, help organize my receipts, help do some menial things around my business, help curate our basketball website and keep content flowing on there so we can promote some of our basketball products and services, right? He can do all of that stuff. And now I can pay him $1,000 a month. Now, here's what's cool. That $1,000 a month is the same $1,000 a month that I need for him to live with anyway. I gotta feed him, I gotta clothe him, I gotta shelter him. Well, guess what? Now out of that $1,000 a month, he pays his own basketball club's fee. That $1,000 a month, he pays for his own food. That $1,000 a month, he pays for his own travel expenses if his team goes out of town. That stuff I was gonna pay for it anyway. But now that I have a business, I get to shift my money through my business account, then write him a check. And then because he's under 18, I still get to tell him what to do with that money, right? So this is the second way that we're able to minimize taxes through having a business. So if I made $50,000 in my business, but I had $30,000 worth of tax write-offs, I don't pay taxes on $50,000. I pay taxes on the 20. Well, guess what? The IRS says if you have losses in your business, it doesn't matter where your income comes from, you can subtract those losses from whatever income you have. So what does this mean? If I was working a regular job and I made $50,000 on my regular job, I would have to subtract the $30,000 that I spent on my business gets to be subtracted from the $50,000 I made on my job. So now my job is going to tax me less because I don't pay taxes on the 50, I pay taxes on the 20. See, and that tax savings will allow me to get out of debt faster. I minimize my expenses through fixing my credit and evaluating what I'm spending my money on so big business isn't getting as much money from me as they used to. Now I'm able to attack inflation. Why? What is inflation? It's basically the cost of living constantly going up, but your raises on your job not able to keep up. So what you have to do is on your own figure out how to get your money to grow faster than the rate of inflation. And we teach two things. Perspective and terminology, right? If you understand perspective and terminology, now you can sit down with a financial advisor or a planner and you can get the investments that you want. See, we teach you how to get double-digit returns on your money. And I got too many devices going on right now. Otherwise, I would grab one and show you my investment calculator. Which, for instance, if you took $1,500 a month and you invested it at 14% rate of return, in 7 years that grows to $212,000, right? And then if you did not put another dime in that investment and let it continue to grow for another 20 years at 14%, it grows to $3.4 million. So for me, that would put me right around 72, 73 years old, and I can die and rest easy that I'm going to pass down $3.4 million to my children. See, there's two reasons people don't invest. Number one, they're scared, and number two, they don't have the money. Well, we just showed you that if you start a business, get a $200 to $600 increase on your job because you run a small home-based business, take that money and start getting yourself out of debt. Look at your expenses and minimize those by fixing your credit and going through your bank statements line by line. We just showed you how to free up $1,000 to $2,000 per month of your current paycheck. So you got the money now if you go through this process. Then the other reason people don't invest because they're scared to death. What are they scared for? They're intimidated that they don't know the terminology. So when they go and sit down with someone talking about investments, they don't know what the heck those people talking about. So they rather not go sit down with them in the first place. Well, what if we can educate you on how all of that stuff works? And you can literally become a student of the game and learn how to go and get double-digit returns on your money. That's what we're talking about, people. That's what you have to do if you're going to build wealth from your job income. Right? Simple strategy. Start with the current cash flow that you have. Stop letting it get away from you. Stop overpaying your taxes. Minimize your taxes even further with a business. Start writing off your lifestyle. Then take the tax savings and use that to get yourself out of debt. Once you get yourself out of debt, now you're in perfect position because you got money to start investing. Then you take some time and you learn investment strategies. Right? You've got to put yourself in position to do something different. So that's the simple game plan that we run, that we teach. Guys, I have a home-based business that I can plug you into right now. It'll cost you $50 to start, $35 per month. You'll learn all of this. You'll get to work with me and my team, and we'll help you do this step by step. But I really want you to get the strategy. Doesn't matter whether you partner with me or not. The strategy says, if I'm working a job, a third of my income is being lost to taxes. How do I cut that down? Is by starting a business of some sort. Primarily a business that I'm going to run from my home because I don't have to go acquire new expenses for that. Yeah, if you wanted to go start a t-shirt business and you went in and rented a storefront, that's going to add an expense. No, take your t-shirt business, rent it from your house. Right? Run the t-shirt business from your home. Because you already have an expense called rent that now you get to write that expense off. Doesn't matter what business you start. A lot of people, Cortez, you're just trying to get people in your thing. No, I'm trying to get people's money up. Whether you join me or not, this strategy is going to work for everybody who applies it. Cortez, you just want to charge me. I just gave you the game for free. This is the game. I just offer you an opportunity to work with me and my team, and we can help hold you accountable. We can provide tools and resources that will make this process a little bit easy for you. You don't have to go and figure everything out on your own. But trust me, I want you to execute the strategy with or without me. That's why I do these live videos all the time. That's why I put out so much content. Because at the end of the day, man, we've got to position ourselves to take care of ourselves. It starts with your family, your household. You get your household right, you put the fire out in your household, then you'll be better equipped to help us collectively put out the fires that are going on in our community. But you can't do that when you broke. You can't do that when you stress out about your current financial situation. I want you to execute this strategy, get your money up, position your family to where they can be straight, and then I want to recruit you to help us rebuild the community. But I got to help you get your money up first. Make no sense for you to go out there and fight the fires that are going on in the community when your house is burning down. That's my game plan. That's the end game for me. If I can put a couple $1 million in your pocket, you have no problem when I come to you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and say, hey, we've got this big old plot of land we want to build this school on. Can I count on you to make a small donation? See, that's the end game for me. For me, it's all about legacy. Not just a legacy of me doing what I need to do for my family, but I want to build a legacy that extends far beyond just my family. But you can't help me if you're struggling. I can't help you in your cause if I'm struggling. So let's everybody take 2, 3, 4, 5 years, focus on your personal financial security, get that locked down, and then let's go to work inside our communities. So if you want to partner with me, all you got to do is inbox me. If you're seeing this on somebody else's timeline, inbox that person. They're probably already a part of our community. And let's get you personally financially successful. Then we can talk about all this extra stuff. Till I talk to y'all then, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So hustle up.